Hello and welcome viewers to this live chat session. Liul Ibrahim, Daniel Abate, David Dave, Cassette Solomon, Thomas, A Day in the Life of Immigrant, Relaxation Heaven, Samuel, Lagisa, Hinok, Slashy, Ethio, Interest, Turbo 911, Manelik D, Abu Bakr, Ilyas Sharif, Abdulaziz Ali, Long live Ethiopia. Thank you for joining to this special and very important live chat session. Genzib Hapte, Edmund Amare, Vedi, and change the name from Western Tigray to the contested western part of Tigray. I always say that it's contested between Tigray and Amhara. I don't say that it should be part of Amhara or Tigray. It's for the people of Tigray and Amhara to decide. Edmund says, Sajid, today I'm so happy. Do you think European Union will help Tigray? Vedi End is asking, do you think EU will help Tigray? Well, EU will not help Tigray militarily. EU can only put pressure upon Ethiopian government. That it is doing. It can go for sanctions if it could impose sanctions, though there was not a consensus in EU to impose sanctions on Ethiopian government. So EU is not going to help Tigray militarily. No, not even US. US is not going to help Tigray militarily. Hello from Birmingham is Bromy Kingpin saying. Fofi ABQ says, next is Makele. You are going a bit too fast. How much does this channel is real? Liul Vorata says, it's for you to decide. Why did they attack Alamata? I think we discussed that in a video today and yesterday, that obviously Ethiopian government forces were trying to enter Kobo and Woldia. So they tried to cut off all supplies from Alamata towards Kobo. That is why there were airstrikes on Alamata 3 times in the past 3 days. Edmund says, Mr. Sajid, you're doing your best. I'm trying. It's difficult to get updates from the ground, bound to make mistakes. And not all updates are liked by all viewers. But I don't think I have missed any update about gains and losses of both sides. Important thing, defeat is withdrawal for Sajid. People criticize me. They say, Sajid, you use the word withdrawal. Why don't you use the word defeat? Well, there is a reason behind why I'm using this word withdrawal. Had TDF been forced to surrender, had TDF been altogether decimated in Amhara, we would have said TDF has been defeated. Now we cannot say that. We can only say that TDF has been forced to withdraw. TDF is not withdrawing happily. It had to withdraw because it suffered losses in terms of its manpower, especially some of its top men, TDF, and in terms of its military equipment. So it had to withdraw. So I wouldn't say it has been defeated altogether, because they have managed to secure their resources, military resources, aid from Kambolcha, some of their equipment as well. Yes, they have suffered losses, but still they have managed to retreat back into Tigray. What will they do next? That remains to be seen. Had ENDF succeeded in arresting or killing top TDF and TPLF men, we could have said that TDF had lost the war. It has not happened so far. So that is why it's a withdrawal, but a forced withdrawal. Again, I'm saying it's a forced withdrawal. TDF had to withdraw. Of course, TDF is not withdrawing willingly. It would have never withdrawn willingly. It has been forced to withdraw. Manelik says, you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work, my friend. Don't worry about all the critics. I try to talk to critics because sometimes they're mistaken. So I try to clarify my position just to make them understand me better. Otherwise, I am not discouraged by critics. Yes, important question. Ashanaf is asking, what is the next TDF plan? Yeah, that's the question which we should discuss. Or what is going to be TDF's next plan? Before this question, another question would be, what is ENDF's next plan? The plans will be interlinked, viewers. We'll have to wait and see about ENDF's plan, especially about Raya, about southern Tigray, Koram Alamata. Will Amhara forces and ENDF let TDF retain control of southern Tigray or not? This is the first question for me. If ENDF and Amhara forces decide to enter Raya and they decide to take control of Koram Alamata, then this conflict will be prolonged. It will take time for this conflict to end then. And will TDF now move towards Western Tigray? That also remains to be seen. But I think they'll move towards Western Tigray. And they might not withdraw from Adiyarke and some of their gains in North Gondar. We have not seen any withdrawal from that side so far. Who is in control of Woldia? Someone is asking. I clarified about that, I think 4 hours ago, that TDF has withdrawn. Interestingly, viewers, there was no urban warfare in Woldia. There was no fighting inside Woldia city. There was no fighting. There has been no fighting in Kambolcha as well. Just a few artillery strikes in Dasi too, in Kamise, Ataya, Senbate. There was not any urban combat. Same is the pattern here. There was no fighting inside Woldia. TDF did not try to defend Woldia. It withdrew. The main road was blocked, Woldia Kobo road. It took alternative route, Gashina Lalibela Sikota road. Queen Rose, who is very fond of criticizing me, is asking, is your TPLF going to take control of Addis Ababa in 2 to 3 weeks? It's not my TPLF, firstly. And secondly, they're far away from Addis Ababa. But having said that, you never know what's going to happen. You did not know 5 months ago that TDF would be in Debre Birhan, close to Debre Birhan. It happened. And a month ago, no one thought that TDF would be withdrawing from Woldia. So there are strange twists and turns to this war. Their strategies are interlinked. Sudden entry of new combat drones have changed the entire battlefield picture. Not the Iranian ones, but those which came from Turkey and the UAE. They changed the battlefield picture. In just a few weeks, the whole picture has been changed. Now, how will TDF decide about its future? That remains to be seen. Someone is asking about OLA. Well, OLA is doing what it has been doing for months and years. It will keep on fighting in Oromia. It will keep on taking control of small places in countryside. Oromia regional forces will keep on fighting OLA. But I don't rate OLA as a threat to Ethiopian federal government. It has been my consistent position for the last 1 year that OLA is not a considerable threat to Ethiopian federal government. It could have made a difference along with TDF. They met up on the ground, but then they could not go on. So both OLA and TDF, they have missed an opportunity to reach Addis Ababa. Now it's going to be very difficult for them to think of Addis. Do you believe TPLF have the capacity to fight third round fight? They do have capacity. They do have manpower. They do have their military equipment intact. And they'll be on the home ground now. They'll be in Tigray. Important thing is how will they counter drones, because drone strikes will continue. If they start moving towards Western Tigray, drone strikes will intensify. How will they counter this drone threat? That is the most important thing. But they have capacity, yes, in terms of manpower, in terms of leadership, in terms of military equipment. Yes, they can continue fighting in Tigray. How did you report 80,000 Ethiopian killed? There is no heavy fight. Firstly, it was not reported by me. It was reported by Tigray Central Command. And 80,000 was the total number. Killed, captured, wounded, and dispersed. And they did took control of Gashina. You saw that. And they took control of Gashina to open this alternative route, Gashina-Lalibela route. When I was saying that, you people were not believing me. Some of you were saying, no. I told you it was a way of securing alternative route. And that is what's happening. TDF is withdrawing along this alternative route, Gashina-Lalibela. Are Afar and Fano going to attack Tigray? That is the question. That is the most important question. I don't think they'll launch a full-scale invasion of Tigray. I don't think so. Because launching an attack is easy, but withdrawal is always difficult. And last time in June 2021, and May 2021, ENDF suffered losses during their withdrawal. I don't think they would like to enter Tigray now. They might target southern Tigray, Korom, Elamata, and drone strikes could continue. But I don't see them launching an offensive on Mekelle. That's my assessment. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that they would like to launch a full-scale invasion of Tigray. Do you think Getachew and Debrecen in Mekelle or in mountains? I don't know about their exact location, but now they'll have to keep changing their locations. TDF, TPLF leadership will have to keep changing their locations. Do you think Gondar going to be state? There was a report by a Tigray activists that Gondar elite is in touch with Arartians to form a new region, Gondar, Humra, Volkai, Sagade region. But we have not seen any legislation so far. Of course, so to create a new region, you'll need to table some resolutions, some legislation. So we have not seen anything in terms of legislation so far. It was a claim from a Tigray-backed activist. Magatism says TPLF has no card left. Stop making stories. I'm responding to your questions. You're asking about TDF's military capabilities, then I'm telling you about that. It's not making up stories. We're analyzing a situation. Would you mind to change your career? Don't you like this career which I have adopted? Perhaps this is the only channel which tried to cover this war with neutrality. I have not seen a single channel so far covering this war which was so neutral and unbiased. So you people need such channels. Otherwise, paid, backed, sponsored channels will keep on spreading hate. They'll keep on polarizing people. If I am looking at this war from an outsider's point of view, then I can have a look at it objectively without any bias towards any side. That is what Ethiopia needs. People must think beyond their ethnic loyalties. That is the only solution to Ethiopian conflicts. I wouldn't say all, some persons are blinded by their ethnic loyalties so much that they keep on spreading hate. They're not serving any cause. They're not serving any purpose. They're weakening the nation, the country, and the region as well from where they are. Any problem with the sound? Someone is saying sound. Can you hear me properly? Yeah, then it's someone's own technical problem, I think. Let me talk about one point. Though Ethiopian government forces have now an advantage, a clear advantage, that they have managed to push Tigray forces back into Tigray. It does not mean that they should continue this war. This is the time to announce ceasefire. Ethiopian PM Abiy Ahmed should show large heartedness. This is the time to announce ceasefire. Tell the people, tell Tigray that let's end this war. Now you're going back into Tigray. Let's end this war. Let's sit together and talk. This is the time when you are in a stronger position. If you send a message of peace from the position of strength, that will make you stronger. That won't make you weak. It would make you stronger. So I personally think that this is the time for uh, uh, Ethiopian government to announce a ceasefire. Abu Bakr, problem is on your side. Most heroic problem on your side. Other viewers can hear me. They are saying, someone is saying it's time to celebrate victory. Celebrate your victory. Complement this celebration with announcement of ceasefire. Complement this celebration with announcement of ceasefire. It's good for your country. It's good for your people. Otherwise, you'll keep on fighting for years, for decades even. Heroe, it's your problem. Sound is fine. Problem is on your side. Someone is saying, Sajid, what have you learned from this war so far? Well, so far, I have learned from this war is that no one is learning. No one is learning from this war so far. All the parties. Someone is saying all TPLF must be eliminated. You cannot do that. You cannot eliminate all TPLF. TPLF cannot eliminate entire Prosperity Party. You'll have to live together if you want to be part of Ethiopia. Even if you split, then you'll be neighbors. And neighbors have to live peacefully. You don't fight with your neighbors. So your survival is linked. You cannot eliminate each other. You'll have to abandon this way of thinking that let's eliminate the other side. It won't happen. Someone is saying there is no electricity in Afar. Yes, there is no electricity in Afar. Problem is everywhere. Wherever the war has been. In Amhara, rebuilding is in progress. In Tigray, there is no electricity. Banking services closed. Aid is not arriving. So problems everywhere. Someone is saying an unbiased person would not equate a democratically elected government with a terrorist group. Well, you designated TPLF a banned outfit with a stroke of your pen, your parliament. Who knows that in coming days or months, once again, you revive TPLF status as a political party. It will happen, you will see if talks start. Kenya has been demanding that. Your neighbor Kenya was demanding that this label of a banned outfit should be removed from TPLF. Would you say Kenya is backing a terrorist outfit? No, you shouldn't think like that. And secondly, Tigray is a region. Tigray held election. Yes, Ethiopian government rejected the election. But Tigray is a region, part of your country. Don't say that TPLF is just a terrorist outfit. It has no right to be, its people and TPLF members should be decimated. It wouldn't solve the problem. TPLF is a political party. Even those parties which were not political parties, which were terrorist groups in the world, people talked to them and they turned into political parties. What was ONLF? ONLF was an armed group. It kept on fighting. It fought for years in Somali region. Then it turned into a political party. You encourage armed groups to turn into political parties. You don't make political parties turn into armed groups. That does not happen. That does not solve problems. Someone is saying, answer my question. And I cannot read the question because so many questions are being sent. Will ENDF enter Tigray? I think we talked about that a few minutes ago. They might enter southern Tigray, Koramela Mata. I don't see them enter Mekele. Independent Tigray is in the making. Important question. Yeah, not a question, but a comment. Yes, things could move towards independence if TPLF has no ambition to reach Addis Ababa, which I think now it won't have any such ambitions. So things could move towards, yes, independence. But for independence, TDF needs Homra Volkayet Sagade. It will not announce independence without having a border with Sudan. Queen Rose, I have responded to 2 of your questions, and still your comment after comment. Someone is saying, are you supporting TPLF? People are asking me. It's for you to decide. Whatever I keep on saying, it does not matter. It's for you to judge. What is next for TDF, Sajid? Yes, important. We talked about that a few minutes ago, that the plans will be interlinked. What is ENDF's next plan will determine TDF's next plan. Will the US intervene? Not militarily. Diplomatically, they're trying their best. Do you think anyone can win this war? You know that. You know the answer. No one can win this war. Because by winning, the two sides mean decimating the other side completely. That won't happen. It was 32 minutes have passed. I think we should now wrap up this session. People are commenting more than asking questions. We were talking about TDF's next plan. I said TDF's next plan will depend on ENDF's next plan. The plan will be interlinked. We'll have to wait and see what is ENDF planning, what are Amhara forces, Afar forces planning, how deep would they go into Tigray. And interesting thing would be to monitor Western Tigray. Will TDF now launch a full-scale attack on Western Tigray? And what will be the future use of drones by Ethiopian government forces? Will they keep on attacking TDF and TPLF leadership in Mekelle? So several things which we'll find answers to in coming days. But I personally think this is the right time for Ethiopian government to announce ceasefire. It will make them stronger. It will make them in a better position locally, nationally, internationally. If they have learned the lesson, they might announce a ceasefire. If no one has learned a lesson, then the conflict will go on, viewers. Thank you for watching. See you in the next live chat session on next Saturday, perhaps. Thank you. Bye-bye.